Hey guys, welcome to the show. Another edition of Surviving the Badge.
Cheers.
Tonight we are going to be talking about defunding. Oh, I'm sorry. Now it's fund the police. This is a topic that just burns my ass. So we're going to be going into this a little bit tonight because that is the latest, diatribe from our wonderful president. Oh, hey, John.
Yes?
Beer moment.
Oh, we have a beer moment. Yeah.
Beer moment.
Today we're going to have a mango cart from the Golden Road Brewing Company. It's a mango wheat ale.
Mango and wheat mixed.
Yeah. Color's kind of
I think it's
cloudy,
kind of a miss. Mango and wheat.
and there is specks floating in it.
I wouldn't mind
That scares
just a
me.
mango or just a wheat. I'm not sure about a mango wheat.
This may be
Full
one of-
disclosure.
This.
Go
ahead.
We did taste it a little bit before the show.
Of course.
So,
Sorry.
so I'm going to give mine first because I know how you guys are.
Go ahead.
As a lager drinker by trade.
I love how you say that by trade.
Well, what else do I do?
Well, okay, that's a valid point. Yeah.
He's retired and he has a kegerator.
But now,
what the hell
hold
else
on a
does he
second.
do?
I'm going to give it a 5.
Oof, that's high.
You're going to give it a
I'm going to
5.
give it a 5. It's not that
real
bad.
freaking high.
But like I said, that's why I wanted to go first because I know you guys are.
Okay, Camille, smell it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to drink it. May I give my?
Go ahead.
Are you guys just gonna? Okay. I'm struggling. I'm gonna give it a 3. I wanted to do far worse, but I'm gonna.
Awesome. This shit, I am going to give this a 2.5, only because it's beer, and that's the only reason it got a 2.5. It smells like, I don't know, almost like rotten fruit or something,
Yeah.
and it tastes just kind of. Bleh. We would like to thank our sponsors. Go ahead with the first one. John.
That would be Kenny's Grocery.
Now, this is no reflection on Kenny's.
No,
Hell no.
No, Kenny's
The point
is
is-
amazing.
We've had 3 seasons.
Yes.
Yes.
12
Yes.
seasons.
682 seasons.
And they've supplied the beer for all of our shows.
Yes,
Our
they have.
longest standing sponsor.
But Kenny's Grocery is located in Orange City on the corner of French and 1792.
Yes.
Just like if you're going to go to Blue Springs Park, they're right there on the corner. They have over 300 craft beers constantly circulating there. What, 500?
Yeah.
Okay, 500. Well, is that more than 300?
That's a good point.
Quite a bit.
Okay, well, so it's more than 300.
And it's more than
more
500.
than 300.
More than 500.
Anyway, move on.
All right. So our next sponsor is Clem Company Property Investments. If you're ready to sell that old house that you've been holding on to because Grandpa gave it to you or whatever, sell that house because Tom will take care of you. Trust me, Clem Company Property Investments. Also, Kristen and Tom Clem Realtors as a part of Exit Advantage Realty. If you're ready to buy or sell a home, they are ready to go. They are in Central Florida area. Anyway,
LT, do we have a new sponsor?
we do have a new sponsor, and that new sponsor is ARackAbove. Thank you, ARackAbove, and Steve, who's the owner of ARackAbove, Portable Overhead Garage Storage. They are a brand new sponsor. Thank you so much for coming on board. This thing is amazing. If you've got clutter in your garage and crap piled up all over and you don't know what to do with it and you can't get your car in there, hell, some of them you can't even walk through. This guy has designed a system that goes above the garage floor. It does not require any bolting into the trusses, into the wall joists, or anything else. It is freestanding on its own braces with one pole in the center, and he can mount it from 5 to, I think, 7 feet above the ground, and it'll hold 2,000 pounds. This thing is amazing. Please visit all of our sponsors down below as they have so graciously sponsored the show. And all of their links and information is below in the comments. Please visit their site and make sure that you look up their information. They're great. Thank you very much.
We're going to talk about fallen officers as of today, 169 fallen officers. 38 with vehicle related, 47 with firearm, and I want to talk about one particular case which was most recent. Deborah Martinez Garabe.
If we're screwing up the name, we apologize.
Garabay.
We apologize.
So this is a perfect example of how you should never let your guard down. So she was a constable and in Arizona, and she was going to an apartment to issue an eviction notice.
Okay.
Manager was there. She was there. Hey, get out. The person she was evicting started shooting.
Oh, man.
Shot the manager. He lived. She passed away. Went across to a neighbor. Shot the neighbor. I don't know why shot the neighbor.
Jeez.
Whatever. And then ended up committing suicide in the neighbor's apartment.
That's what kills me, though, when these people shoot officers or shoot anyone and then kill themselves.
You know
what? Just kill yourself.
Yeah, just
My
kill
ultimate solution
yourself.
is kill as many people as you want to. You do yourself first.
Right.
Yeah.
Kill yourself first.
And then
Wait,
have
and then-
at it. And then have at it. Yes.
I had to ponder that for a second.
So
a
never
damn
let
shame.
your guard down.
What a damn
you
shame.
never ever know when the fecal matter is going to hit the oscillator. Please, 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 always.
That's shit hits the fan.
I'm sorry. We're going to do a salute, and I can't salute with that beer. it would be an injustice. I know, John, that's the only beer you have right now, but
I'm just going to finish my beer.
To all of our fallen officers and to Deborah, we salute you.
salute from Surviving the Bad. And prayers to all of your God bless all of your family and your other co-workers and all that had to go through this.
All right. So the last couple of weeks have been sheriff themed. So the trivia, we're out of the stickers that were that large and stickier. Or no, not that large. That'd be awesome, right? Smaller and stickier.
We'll send them by courier. Yeah, Jesus.
We're working on having new stickers, but we're
With our
gonna
new logo. Yep.
we're gonna shout out your name. So the first person to answer the question in the comments below, we will say, "Yay, you got it right."
Pretty important. We'll give you a shout out on the show.
Yep. So, according to the National Sheriff's Association, the first sheriff in America is believed to be
Well, the first.
blank. The very first sheriff in America,
Okay.
appointed in 1634 for the Shire of Hampton in the colony of Virginia. The first elective sheriff was I can't.
He can't even read his own damn writing.
No, I would give it
He's
away.
going to give it away.
Anyway, Sue, who was the very first sheriff in the United
Was he
States?
elected or appointed?
You know what? The first sheriff was appointed. The first elective sheriff, was William Walters in 1652. But the first appointed sheriff in 1634 was.
And if you guys answer correctly in the comments below, I'll send you an email, or one of us will send you an email
And John will shave his mustache.
No.
and get your information. And if you want to respond with a little blurb, a shout out, or something, as long as it's fairly clean, we will read your name on whatever name you want us to read on the show, and whatever comment you give us, we will read that out on the show. We really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe below, and that little bell notification thing over there on the corner over there, because that will let you know whenever the show has aired a new show. It'll give you a notification on your YouTube account. We appreciate it.
All right.
And here's the topic that we're going to talk about tonight. 2 years ago?
After the George Floyd mess.
Right. It was defund the police. Defund the police. Everybody wanted to defund the police across America. Everybody wanted to not give them any more government funding, not buy them any more.
Not just not give them any more, I mean, the squad was saying eliminate the police.
Abolish.
The police.
Didn't the Minneapolis City Council vote to abolish the police department? or that was what they were trying to do.
I think they voted to defund it, but actually a court intervened
and
said, well, you're required to provide safety and security. So
yeah.
So that was the big thing. It was defund the police all across the nation,
and many cities defunded their police.
They did.
Now let's not sugarcoat. Let's maybe address, because the George Floyd, and we have an episode on George Floyd, and we don't pull any punches. That officer should have been arrested.
Absolutely.
And 100% should be in prison.
He was dead wrong.
Absolutely. But that does not. One thing should not affect another.
No, because of the events or the actions of 1 or 10 cops across the nation should not subscribe this nation to defund the police. What the hell is the matter? I mean, if you don't have police, the anarchy that is going to run wild. What is that?
Look at Chicago today.
Yeah, what is that movie?
The Purge?
New York?
The Purge.
Oh.
The Purge.
Just one day would be all days.
One day would be every single freaking day. I mean, come on, guys. I know that most of the subscribers to this show are pro police, and they're pro law enforcement and this and that. I get that. But if one person who is not is watching this, think about it. And you may hate the cops and you may hate the police and not want them around, and because you got a speeding ticket, or because your brother was arrested, or God forbid your relative was shot and killed by the police or whatever. Think about what the United States would be, or any country for that matter, would be without law enforcement out there answering calls, doing the job, and coming to your aid. I mean, where would we be?
But the thing, it would be total chaos. The thing
Anarchy.
is, the people who are mostly calling for that are rich or politicians, and they have money to have their own
Private security,
or their own publicly provided security.
But I'll argue with
this. But so it doesn't affect them. They want to take protection away from the lesser of these. So what happens is the lower socioeconomic group of people are victimized by this.
Go ahead.
No police in the cities. There's nobody to stop the crime, violent crime against the people who actually need it.
Absolutely.
And that point is brought up a lot, that the rich and the famous and the powerful, they have private security. And yes, if it is public safety that is doing it, so if it is law enforcement that is providing security, that is one thing. And yes, they do have authorities and stuff like that. But if you have your own private security, such as bodyguards, and they have no authority to actually do anything.
No more authority than you and I do.
If there's no police to back that up.
Right.
They can stop and detain someone from doing something to you.
Yep. Right.
But if there's no police authority to come in and say, now you're under arrest, they can't do anything.
The only thing they can do is stop the person from attacking the protectee.
Right. But, start talking about property crimes.
Right.
Okay, what does private security, not law enforcement, because they can't arrest them, if I want to break into your house and take your stuff, you have no authority to stop me.
No.
Right.
No.
If there's
It's
no
not a
police,
violent crime. Nope.
If there's no police,
if I'm trying to steal your car, no.
Yep. It doesn't matter. So private security is only as good as the law enforcement behind it that can actually arrest someone.
Yeah, a lot of these Congress people who are let's defund the police. They have their own protective force.
Cori Bush is one of the
Cori
worst
Bush is
offenders.
the worst.
Right. But she's important because her life matters.
Right, her life matters. Nobody else's life
She
matters.
needs protection because people want to see her
and
dead. No, I don't want to see anyone dead.
No.
But her life is so important, she has to pay her own, from her campaign coffers, pay for private security because...
Does she pay for that from her campaign, or does the U.S. Congress pay for that?
Only certain... You have
like
to be
the Speaker of the House?
You have to be in a ranking member status, or be in the leadership or something like that.
It's not her money. Like you said, it's campaign money.
But here's my problem is I go on Facebook a lot and I go on Twitter a lot. And,
I'm sorry.
And we do have a Twitter page and we have a Facebook page. Make sure you visit them and like them. But when I go on Twitter and I read the comments every now and then, and somebody has said something about a cop or whatever it is, and then I read all the comments and I scroll through, and I shouldn't, but I do. And I'll tell you what, man, there are probably 15 to 20% of the people that go into these comments and they say, fuck the police. We shouldn't have the police. They should do away with police, or, all these cops are crooked. They're terrible. They're whatever. And then, of course I make a comment because I can't help myself. I make a comment, and then the kickback is, you don't know, the cops arrested my brother and he wasn't doing it. I'm like, that was one freaking cop, man.
Yeah.
And
it paints a brush that all cops are scumbags.
And that brings me to another point that pisses me off about our media. And I would say 98% of our media is one cop in one town or one county or one state or whatever does something bad. And we all agree. George Floyd incident, prime example. We all agree that was some screwed up shit that should have never happened. Yep. And we see it as law enforcement officers or retired law enforcement officers and say, holy shit, that guy needs to go to jail, or that girl or whoever needs to go to jail. That's screwed up. But it paints this broad stroke picture of all of the law enforcement throughout this entire nation that we're all that way. And they're not, guys. And I know most of you that are subscribers to this channel, like I said before, are pro law enforcement and you agree. But, get the word out. Share this to everyone that, there are some bad apples. Just like there's bad freaking doctors. There's bad nurses. There's bad freaking firefighters. There's
bankers, teachers,
engineers, teachers.
Bowling coaches.
Whoa! I mean, there's bad everywhere, and you cannot, like one of you said, paint all of law enforcement with a broad brush and say, "Oh, they're all bad. Defund the police." And to get to my point of the show, what pisses me off is now that the crime rate in all of these major cities and across the nation has gone through their freaking roof.
Because they've defunded the police.
And and they can't hire anybody because nobody wants to be a freaking cop right now.
And they can't keep any.
No, and the hell no, they can't keep any. And now the crime rate is skyrocketed. Now all of a sudden, Joe Biden has, we're going to fund the police. I am behind the police and fund the police 100%.
What did he say while all the riots were going on after George Floyd?
Yeah.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Not
his
a damn word.
Vice president actually supported a bail group that released rioters, and one of them that was released just got arrested for murder.
And what did the ex-police chief for Orlando Police Department, who is running for office, what did she say when the riots were going on? That's a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's a what?
And she's running as pro-police.
What the hell's her name?
Val Demings.
Val Demings is running pro-police, and she said this is a beautiful whatever, man. That pisses me off when, this narrative fits my campaign great because the whole nation is defund the police. And now all of a sudden, everybody is like, oh my God, the crime rate is terrible.
Murder rates through the roof.
Murder rates through the roof. We got to do something.
Carjacking.
We got to fund the police. And now they changed their freaking whole narrative to we got to fund the police because they've realized that not all, but most citizens in this nation have finally woke up and said, holy hell, this nation is going to hell in a handcart and we've got to do something. We need more cops. Well, you know what? It's too freaking late, folks, to get more cops unless you change the entire narrative and how these cops are policed. And I say that, I didn't make a mistake. I say that, how they are policed by their administration. They are handcuffing these damn cops out here, and they can't do their damn job.
But there's not enough cops to do the job.
Hell no, there's
because
not.
they have defunded the police.
They took what $1 billion from the New York City Police Department.
Yeah,
they took away their undercover officers,
street crimes unit.
Street crimes units.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god! And no wonder every single day you see massive crimes on the streets in New York City, which 5 years ago you didn't see.
Right.
Is that a coincidence?
Right.
Fuck no, it's not a coincidence.
And you know what's funny is you see these guys, gals, whatever, running into these stores, and they're stealing thousands of freaking dollars worth of merchandise and running out the store, and nobody does a damn thing about it because they won't prosecute them.
Well,
some of these states.
what's happening now is stores are closing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Walgreens,
They're losing money.
Starbucks.
They're not going to stay open.
You know, you
So
can't
not no. In addition to, yeah, they're closing.
As a result of that, stores are closing. Neighborhoods are going to become ghost towns.
They are. Yep. They actually are. And it's a damn shame. And it's all because of
Defund the police.
It's a knee
Defund the
it's
police.
a knee jerk reaction on
one case,
Yep.
2 cops, maybe 3 cops in one incident, and you're going to say, oh, well, there was this one, and there was this one, and there was this one, and there was this one. Okay.
Can I tell you how to...
Absolutely.
I will tell you how to eliminate 99% of all police shootings and in-custody deaths. Do you think you know the answer?
I think I do.
Camille.
Is it comply with law enforcement?
Comply with law enforcement.
Yeah. When they say, put your hands up. Hey, I put my hands up. When they say, take your hands out of your pockets, I take my hands out of my pockets. When they say, let me see your hands, you put your hands up. I mean, what?
So is
how hard
it
that?
so is it not? Let me reach in my pocket and grab a gun.
Let me reach in my jacket. Let me run from the police. Oh, I was scared. I had to run from the police. Bullshit.
Oh, I've got another answer. I got another answer.
Oh,
Yes.
Don't commit crime.
oh, I'm sorry. No, can't do that. Come on, that's the only way I got to make a living is commit crime. I mean, Jesus, I can't get a job.
Well, no. Honestly, sometimes there are times where you might match a description.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, and you're stopped.
Yes.
And you're like, I didn't do anything wrong.
How many times in your 22-year career, John, did you stop an individual because the car matched the description of the suspect that you were looking for and the vague description of the suspect that was driving that said vehicle that matched passed by you? How many times?
Probably only, I can specifically recall 2 specific times.
Okay. So total, what do you
But
think?
probably 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
a handful of times. Yeah.
Right. And in my 35 career, probably 10, 12 times.
Well, you would have to leave the station.
Would one of those
10, 12
times,
times.
Would one of those times been when you had a Frosty in your hand?
No, shut up.
No, he didn't see that one because he was at the station.
So
Oh, wait, he was at lunch.
yeah, and the burglary suspects that had left the scene and 3 officers drove right by him, and I said, hey guys, he just went southbound on Reinhardt, and everybody went, oh shit, the Sarge found him, and it was them.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it was them.
That's embarrassing.
Huh? It wasn't involving you.
Okay.
This probably before you, but no.
Anyway.
No, because the one, if
Yeah,
you're
I
talking
became
about
Sarge, before you. Yeah.
the ones at the apartment complex were...
that stole the freaking truckload of lumber.
No.
that was me. That's
this
the
is
one
the
I'm talking
apartment
about.
complex, but there were 2 white vans.
Yeah, no, this is
One
the
was seen
apartment
leaving.
complex, but they had a truckload of goddamn lumber, and they drove right by 3 of our cops. They were hauling out. They were rookies. Okay, I give him that. They were rookies, and they were flying down the freaking road trying to get to the scene. And I'm cruising along, at the speed limit, looking around, and sure as shit, here comes a freaking pickup.
So
right by me.
did you not have a talk with their FTO saying, why did you not train your trainee as soon as the call comes out, look at every car that's driving
No,
by?
I had to talk with them and told them that.
Yeah, the FTO
They weren't in training.
The FTO should have told them in
I think
training.
one time we had an officer on perimeter, although he was aware enough to notify everyone, hey, I got a vehicle matching the description and suspect just went northbound, just left the perimeter.
Oh.
Nothing, huh?
And maybe go get them.
I just so anyway back to
defunding.
the crux of the story, which is defund the police. I just and this whole thing just started aggravating me when I heard the other day, and it was a couple of weeks ago. We're gonna fund the police. I'm like, what? What? So how all of a sudden. It's coming up on it is an election year for the
midterms and stuff like that.
It's midterms and everything. Now all of a sudden we're going to fund the police, and he lied his ass off the other day in front of the cameras and said, "I've always been for fund the police," and I'm like, "You're such a freaking liar, man."
So
LT, God, it aggravates me.
Is money going to help?
Well, of course, a little bit of money will
But
help.
is it really going to help?
No, see, here's the biggest thing we've lost, all right, by defunding what we have already defunded, is we have lost thousands and thousands of years of experience.
Yep.
Oh, my God, yes.
Okay? NYPD, if you are, hell, half of them, they're not even waiting until they're eligible to retire.
Yeah, they're just leaving.
They're just leaving.
Fuck this. We're out.
But
And so are a lot of people from the local agencies, my friend.
retirements are astronomically high.
Yeah.
Resignations astronomically high. Okay, but when you lose a 20-year veteran,
It's irreplaceable.
exactly.
You've lost probably, I can't even count the hours, but it's up in the high thousands of hours of experience.
Yeah.
Thousands,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
a million. I don't know, but
It's
thousands
almost
of hours.
worth. We used to joke about FTO and a certain officer, where you compare a trainee to someone with 1 year's experience.
Yeah,
But one training officer was there for 19 years.
yeah.
But he had 1 year experience 19 times.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Because he never did it.
Right.
He never
But
did nothing.
but realistically, if you
JC.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
but realistically, if you have a truly experienced 20-year veteran, okay, that's almost like losing 20 cops.
Absolutely.
The amount of information they have, the knowledge they have, knowing the city, knowing what's normal, what's not normal, all that stuff gone.
Right.
That was easy.
Just a smidge. All right. You know what this reminds me of?
This is Crown Apple, by the way. I just opened it, and I am absolutely in love. Y'all are going to say, "Oh, you're just trying that?" Yes, I'm just trying that. Oh, my God, it's amazing.
You know what this reminds me of? My dad was a 23-year Marine Corps veteran. He was in Korea and Vietnam, and when our soldiers came back from Vietnam...
Hold on. I'll salute him
Yes.
for all those years. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Vietnam.
When our soldiers came back from Vietnam, they were vilified. Baby
my
killers.
God, man.
They're the worst
Yeah.
piece of shit on
Treated
the planet.
like dog
You know
shit.
what? That did not turn around soon. That took, 20, 30 years?
Right.
At least
Because
30 years.
When we went into
It only
the
really
first
turned
time,
around was in Iraq.
Right, that's what I say.
Yeah.
What is it? Desert
And it was
Storm? Or,
and it was the Vietnam veterans who made sure they were the ones who welcomed everyone back.
right. So I really hope that it does not take 30 years for this to turn around, because I don't see this turning around anytime soon.
Well, but the good thing is even though, these assholes have turned around and said, "Oh, now we got to fund the police." I'm glad to hear it, even though it's completely opposite of what they said, 4 or 5 years ago, or
3 years ago.
years ago, because I retired in 2020. I'm glad to see it, no matter what the reason is. Maybe the message will get across that, holy shit, man, we need more cops. Holy cow, and yes, they need better training. Yes, they need better funding. And you know what? Let me ask you this, guys, in the audience.
And gals.
When I say guys, I mean gals, girls, guys, whatever.
Whatever you identify as today.
If
Choose your pronoun.
you pay an individual and not always, but normally, if you pay an individual $10 an hour, and then you give them a raise and say, hey, we're going to give you a $5 an hour raise to keep doing a really good job because we appreciate it. How many people do you think you're going to attract with a $15 an hour job as opposed to a $10 an hour job? And the problem is, right now with the police department and the agency I used to work for, we all used to work for, I called the chief the other day and I said, hey, what's going on with the hiring process? And he goes, I hire 3 and get them trained and 2 leave. I hire 1 and 2 more leave. I hire another 1 or 2 more and 2 more leave. He goes, I can't keep freaking cops. And a city that is just 15 miles south of us that is starting law enforcement officers, and in the state of Florida, the average starting is right around 45 to 48-ish, depending on the agency, is starting them at like $65,000.
As they should.
They can't keep people. They can't keep them in the door. They're freaking leaving right and freaking left. And it's not because they're in trouble, not because they're shitheads or they're screwed up and they gotta leave. They're just like, screw this shit. I'm out of here. So and this is a well-to-do agency.
What does it take to keep?
It takes.
I guess let me ask you this: Can an agency actually keep officers? Can they do anything? Because you could say, we're going to pay you a shit ton of money.
They damn sure can.
Okay, we're going to treat you like the awesome person you are,
well,
or is it society in itself that runs these officers off?
No, it's the agency that runs them off.
Okay.
Society, yes, that's tough, but it's always been freaking tough, and
but the problem is the reason society can run them off is because especially with police departments, because
chiefs are
appointed by the council or the commission, whoever runs the city. They appoint the chief. The chief serves at the will of the...
I was getting to that, exactly, and you're absolutely right. But, yes, the citizens have a draw in that. However, if the citizens run into a roadblock, and they come in there and they say, oh, your officers suck, they did this, that, and the chief says, no, I watched the video on that, or I had 3 officers there, and all 3 officers says, you're full of shit, get the frick out of my office, I'm not listening to your bullshit, and then goes down, and this is the second part that they never do, and goes down and tells the 3 cops, or 2, or 1, or 10,
right,
you guys did a phenomenal job, and they came in and complained on you, and I told them to pound freaking sand that they were full of shit, and I ain't listening to their bullshit. Do you know what them cops are going to do? Holy shit, our chief rocks!
Somebody has our back.
Mm-hmm. Our chief rocks, and I'm going to go out there and kick ass and take names.
So are you saying, you know what would be an interesting study? I wonder what the turnover rate in Brevard County Sheriff's Office, Polk County Sheriff's Office, and Lee County Sheriff's Office are.
I wonder what it is. And if you take out the pay, thing, because a lot of those agencies, they just don't pay enough. And it's not their fault. It's the county frickin' commission that won't give them the pay. But if you took out the pay issue and just got with them and said, is this because your sheriff doesn't support you? Or is this because you're... I bet you would find maybe 1% and they were probably a employee. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, we all know that we did not get into this for the pay.
Hell no.
Right. I would much rather work for somebody who is going to have my back and maybe pay me a little less than I want than somebody who's going to pay me a lot and try to fuck me all the time.
And I had 2 chief of police that the only reason I stayed after so many years was because I knew they always had my back. They always had my freaking back, no matter what, they had my back. And when it came down to the end where it was the political BS and everything else, I was like, nah, even as a lieutenant, I was getting pummeled from up top, and I was like, you know what? I can only fight so much
Yeah.
by myself. And I was fighting all by myself. And I said, that's it. I'm done. It's enough. I'm done. And John saw it. John worked for me for damn near 20 years off and on. And he saw it. And he'd come to me and he'd go, Jesus, man, this is effed up. We need to fix this. And I'd go into the administration. This is effed up. We need to fix this. And it wasn't fixed. And he'd say, well, I'm doing it anyway. It's not against policy. Frick it. I'm doing it anyway. And I'd say, you know what? Hell yeah, let's do it. And you know what? How many policies did we freaking make on our own by doing our own shit out there and doing I don't know how many policies were written, and it was called the John and Ron policy because we freaking went out there and did our own thing. It wasn't a violation of policy or rights or anything else.
I love when they'd come out and say, hey, I need you to go do this. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
So do you think that police chiefs are just afraid of losing their job?
Of course they are.
Yes.
They've got anywhere between, and of course it depends on the police chief. I mean, hell, there's some agencies that only pay their police chiefs $40,000 a year. I mean, Jesus Christ, you know, in Podunk,
Well, I mean, and that's
Village,
that's why
USA.
that Uvalde police chief, you know, I mean, the guy had no experience.
Yeah.
You know, let's go.
All right, so listen,
We could talk about this for weeks.
I get fired up on this, and this is why I wanted to do a show tonight. I get fired up on this. It pisses me off the way some of the, not all, but some of these administrators treat their employees, and, you know, they succumb to the pressure of the elected officials that hired them. You know what? I'm sorry. Yes, as a police chief, you got to take care of the agencies. You've got to do the policies. You got to take care of the city and everything else. But to me, and I guess this is why I never made chief.
You know, that's why I always wanted to be a detective. I was out of all that shit.
Is you have to take care of the people that take care of you.
Yes.
If you aren't taking care of the people that take care of you, guess what, guys and gals? They ain't going to take care of you, and they're going to shit on you every chance they get.
We worked for a chief like that.
We did.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
Getting back to the topic of the
Freaking Chuck
show.
Lauderdale.
Yeah.
The topic of the show, defund the police, the first part of what you said, if you don't take care of those who take care of you, they're going to stop taking care of you. Mm-hmm. And the police take care of you.
They do. Yep. They do.
And you're not taking care of them.
Without even knowing you.
Right. 1%, okay, I'll give you this. 1% are bad. 1% out of, Jesus, how many cops are there in the United States? Hundreds of thousands of cops in the United States. Hundreds of thousands. Okay, 1%. I'm sorry. Look at how many doctors are sued for malpractice. Look at how many dentists are sued for malpractice. Okay, compare the numbers. All right. Listen, the next time you're at a restaurant or you're at a gas station or you're at freaking wherever it is and you see a cop, walk up to that police officer and say, thank you for what you do. I really appreciate you being out here and taking care of me and my family. Because he or she, may look at you and go,
or whatever your pronoun may be.
he may look at you and go, oh, okay, you're welcome. Because it caught him or her by surprise. But listen,
It
deep
means
down,
a shit
man,
ton.
it does.
And he will tell his friends, he'll tell his wife.
hey, man, I got somebody. They'll post it on Facebook.
Oh,
I see it all the
absolutely.
time. They post it on
Absolutely.
Facebook. I actually had somebody come up to me and tell me today, thank you for everything you do
It
for us
fucking
and our
goes
family.
a long way.
You know, buy them lunch. If you're at a freaking Chick-fil-A or something and they're eating lunch, or they're ordering lunch, buy them freaking lunch. What is it, freaking $7, $8?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I do it all the freaking time. So anyway, listen, we appreciate you guys tuning in, being a part of the show. Leave your comments below. We answer them. We freaking look at them constantly. Send us an email at retiredcopsrule@gmail.com. We answer those all the time. We'd love to hear your input. We'd love to hear your insight. Whether it's, hey, if it's on the other side or if it's on this side, let us know. We love to have a diatribe.
Absolutely. You
I
know
love
what? If we get 2 more subscribers, John's going to shave his mustache.
No, he's not.
So, no, that's what you said.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, we appreciate you guys being here. Thank you very much. We've only got I don't even know what's our
2 more shows left in
the
the season.
Yeah, season 68.
What's our subscriber up to now? 400 something, 300 something.
349.
Guys, we really want to hit 500 subscribers. Just share it with your friends.
By the end of the year, 500 is our goal.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yes.
Share it with your friends and say, hey, these guys are out here. We really appreciate it. And thank you to all of our sponsors, man.
Yes.
You guys are keeping this show rocking. We really appreciate it. All of the gear and the equipment that we use and everything else we use are thank you to our sponsors. Thank you very much. Because at Surviving the Badge,
We still got your
your
6.
Salute!